begin our discussion. So again, this is the finals period. You can still redeem yourselves, no? Hopefully, bawing-bawi sana yung grades sa organic chem mismo para naman pagdating ng finals, no? Yung average ng midterm and final grade nyo ay um, mataas. Okay? So hopefully, maging ano kayo, B plus or A. No? Okay. So let's continue let's start our discussion with hydrocarbon. So hydrocarbon is one of the many organic molecules around us. No? So in the lecture, although di ko alam, yung class ko hindi pa ako nakapag-lecture na sa nung Monday. Pero yung Tuesday class ko, ayan, nagpag-lecture kami. So anyway, um, organic chemistry is a huge subject, no? Huge in terms of the number of molecules. Apparently, 10 million molecules around us ay organic molecule. So that includes plastics. Like, nahulog. Organic molecules includes plastics like this, kahoy, etong lames ako. Lahat, no? Damit, organic molecule yan. Buhok. Yung mukha ko, yung nasa loob ng mata ko, yung vitreous humor. Yan. So lahat ng yan, organic molecule yan. So basically, almost 85% of the molecules around us on Earth are made of organic compounds. So it is best if you can classify them because if you just study them as individuals, mahirap, no? Pero when you classify them, depending on the type of the of the bonds you have, okay, the types of atom you have, then mas madali yung pag-analyze sa kanila. Okay? So one of the families in organic chemistry is the hydrocarbon. Okay? So hydrocarbon, isa to sa ano, mga molecules na in organic chem. So this is a class, no? This is a family of organic molecule which includes sub families din. May mga sub ano din siya, may mga sub topics na. Okay. So for our outline, for today we will just discuss the hydrocarbons in generals, how to write them and how to name them, and the constitutional isomerism and the sources of alkane. So, kung kaya natin within 3 hours i-cover to, sige. And I hope that this will be interactive kasi marami tayong practice activities later. So, I hope you will participate later. This part will be asynchronous na lang. Isasabay ko siya sa asynchronous discussion next week. No? So again, lahat ng lecture and lab sa OrgChem next week ay asynchronous. No? So ano lang, kasi may mga holiday but we need to rush kasi mandami pa natin kailangan i-cover. So, ayun, we need to do that. Okay? So yun, so this one will be part of the asynchronous discussion together with the alkenes and the alkynes next week. So I'll make a recording on that. Okay? But for now, let's focus on the basics. Kasi kapag alam nyo na to, madali na lang to. Okay? Madali na lang yung alkene pati alkyne. Okay? So basta kabisado nyo to. Okay? So again, some of you might be new to this one. Bago lang kayo siguro dito. Kaya, ayun, understandable na at first. Medyo magiging slow tayo. But hopefully, we will gain momentum by the end of this session. Madali lang siya. Memorize lang. Okay? And pattern recognition. So just as I said, no, hydrocarbon is a family of molecules in organic chemistry. Marami kasi. Meron tayong mga hydrocarbons, no? May mga biomolecules tayo. Okay, may mga steroid, lipids, fats, carbohydrates, and isa doon sa mga yon ay yung hydrocarbon. Okay. So when you say hydrocarbon, these are organic molecules that is just primarily composed of carbon and hydrogen. Kaya nga hydrocarbon. Okay? Carbon, hydrogen lang siya. So, ano yung mga classes niya? So, the different classes of hydrocarbons are the following. No? You have the alkanes, alkenes, alkynes, and aromatics or arenes. Okay? So, for this week and next week, ang i-cover natin mostly asynchronous ay yung alkanes, alkenes, and alkynes. Okay? So, sila yung i-cover natin. And then, next chapter, yung arene, okay, or yung aromatics. Okay? And anyway, madadali lang yan. Okay? So, yan. Bali, ganun yung mangyayari sa atin. So, alkanes muna tayo. Next week, alkene, alkyne. And then after that, we will proceed with arenes or aromatics. Okay? So, let's begin with alkanes. No? Ano yung difference niya with the other hydrocarbons? Ba't kaya ayaw mawala na ito? Ayun, nawala na siya. So, yun. So, ano yung difference ng alkanes with alkenes, alkynes, and arenes? No? So, bali ganito. So, arenes. So, bali, all of them are made of carbon and hydrogen, but the only difference is that for alkanes, no, ang alkanes, puro single bond lang siya. Meaning the carbon and the hydrogens are all bonded with a single bond. Ibig sabihin, carbon, hydrogen, single bond, carbon, carbon bond, single bond lang din. Pag alkenes naman, there exists a double bond. Okay? So, hindi lang siya puro single bond. For alkenes, there will be double bonds. Okay? May mga double bond dito. And then for alkynes, we will have triple bond. But it is not necessary na lahat yan double bond, lahat yan triple bond. Hindi naman. Basta may isang double bond or may isang triple bond, then it will fall under alkenes or alkynes respectively. Pero basta single bond lahat na nakikita mo, siya ay alkane. Ano naman yung arenes, no? Or yung arenes or aromatic compound, basically sila yung mga hexagon shape na may mga alternating double bond. Ang tawag dito ay benzene ring. Okay? So hexagon siya na may double bond. By the way, by the end of this class, maintindihan natin ano meaning ng hexagon. Okay? Ano meaning niyan na kasi may mga atoms diyan. Mamaya makikita natin yan. Okay? So, basta it is represented by a hexagon with an alternating double bond. Okay? So, single bond, double bond, single bond, double bond, single bond, double bond. Okay? So, yun yung ating mga benzene. Okay. So, anyway, we will discover more of that in the future chapter. But for now, let us just focus on alkane. Again, for alkanes, these are hydrocarbons with single bonds only. So for the entire molecule, you will never see a double bond or a triple bond. Puro single bond lang. Okay? And something interesting with hydrocarbon is that it is a chain of carbons. Na. So basically, kunwari, 5 carbon mo, ano pwede gawin mo? Pagdugtong-dugtongin mo sila, no? And then yung hydrogen, saka mo na lang idagdag. Okay? So that's why when we are drawing Lewis structure for alkanes, hindi mo na kailangan mag-NASO rule. Hindi mo na kailangan yung ASO rule, no? Ang kailangan mo na lang gawin is pagdugtongin lang yung carbon and after that, you attach the hydrogens. Okay? So, ganun lang ka-easy yung ating alkanes. Okay? So again, keep in mind before I proceed to the next slide, yung alkanes ay carbon-hydrogen bonds lang na puro single bond. Okay? Wala kang makikitang double bond o triple bond. And again, very simple lang yung Lewis structure nito. No need for NASO rule and ASO rule. Okay? So let's begin with the alkanes. So alkanes are hydrocarbons that is primarily composed of carbon-carbon single bonds, okay? And it is called the saturated hydrocarbon and has a general formula of CnH2n plus 2. Okay? Let's talk about the meaning of saturated hydrocarbon. Pag sinabing saturated hydrocarbon, ano yung literal translation ng saturated? Ibig sabihin, marami, di ba? Saturated, super dami. Okay? Ano yung super dami doon? Di hydrogen. Okay? So, in saturated hydrocarbon, ang nangyayari dito is that we have maximum amount of hydrogen connected to the carbon. Okay? Kaya sa saturated. Okay? So, yun yung meaning ng saturated, ha? Maximum amount of hydrogen yung nakakabit kay carbon. And how will we know kung gaano karami yung maximum amount of hydrogen na pwede ikabit sa carbon? We can use this equation CnH2n plus 2. Ibig sabihin, for methane, okay, alam natin to methane, Isa lang carbon niya. So, ilang hydrogens pwede mo idugtong sa kanya for it to be saturated? So, bilangin natin. Using the formula, so ano yung N natin for methane? Kunwari, 1. No? Mamaya explain ko yung naming. Okay. So, for methane, isa lang yung carbon. So, gaano karaming hydrogens yung pwede? So, the formula will be C1. Okay, or we can just write it as C. H2N plus 2. So, 2 times 1 plus 2. So, ano yun? 2 times 1 plus 2. Edi 4. So, that's why the formula for methane is CH4. 4 yung maximum number of hydrogen that can be attached to the carbon. Okay? So, yun yung methane. Kaya formula niya, CH4. Okay? How about ethane? Again, explain ko later yung naming. For ethane, dalawa daw carbon doon. Okay, dalawa. So, gaano karaming hydrogens yung pwede mo idugtong kay carbon? So, just use the equation but change the N to 2. Okay? So, palitan natin yun ng 2. So, that will be C2 H2 times 2 plus 2. So, what's 2 times 2? 2 times 2, 4 plus 2, 6. So, the formula will be C2H6. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, ang ethane ay may 6 na hydrogens. Okay? So, ganun lang. Kunwari, pentane. Pentane. Again, explain ko later yung naming. Pag pentane, 5 yung carbon. Gano'n kaya karaming hydrogen? Sige, kayo naman. By the way, kasama natin yung classmate, student ko, classmate natin sa lecture. So, si Mikael. Ayan, Gano'n kaya karaming hydrogen pwede kay pentane for it to be saturated? Okay, just use the formula. Okay, gano'n kaya karaming hydrogen? Sige, wait ko yung responses niyo. Nakikita ko kayo nagtatype eh. Use the formula C and H2N plus 2. Masyadong sobra na yung 27. Yun ay 12. 12 yung hydrogens. Okay, paano yun? Ganito lang na. So just use the formula CnH2n plus 2 wherein your N is 5. So ibig sabihin C5 yung hydrogens ilan? 2n plus 2. So 2 times 5 plus 2. What's 2 times 5? 10 plus 2, 12. Okay? So the formula for a carbon na alkane with 5 carbon is C5H12. Okay? So, yun yung meaning ng 2n plus 2. So, kung ilan carbon, times 2 mo lang yon plus 2, ganun karami hydrogens mo. Eto. Let's try this one. Decane. Dodecane. Ang dodecane ay 11 yung carbon. Ilan yung hydrogen? Sige, kayo naman. Kayo uli. Ilan yung hydrogen kapag dodecane yan? That will be, ayun, so 24. Yeah, you are correct. Okay? Bakit naging 24? Kasi nga, sabi natin, 2n plus 2. Ano ba yung n? 11. So, 2 times 11, 22 plus 2, 24. Okay? So, you just need to use the equation in order for you to know how much hydrogen are needed in order for your hydrocarbon to be an alkane. Okay? So, ganun lang. So, ito yung next important question. Paano ko yan, sir, i-draw? Okay. So, paano ko sila i-draw yung Lewis structure? Just as I said, yung carbons magkakadugtong. Okay? So, kunwari nakakita ka, pentane, C5H12. Anong gagawin mo? When drawing its structure, yung carbon, pagdugtong-dugtungin mo. Okay? So, magkakatabi sila. And then, After you connect the carbons, you will then attach the hydrogens. Ay, oo nga pala. Tama, sorry. Undecane pala to. So, thank you, Alisa. Si Alisa ay A ata, di ba? And so, yeah. Thank you. Okay. Kalimutan ko yung prefix. So, undecane yan. Okay. So, bale, paano mo ito draw yan? Again, just as I said, yung carbon, pagdugtong-dugtungin mo. Okay? You just connect them. And then, after that, yung hydrogens, ipapalibot mo sa carbon. Okay? So, yan. Let me show you how. Kunwari, tignan nyo ha. For methane, isa lang yung carbon. So, siya lang mag-isa. And then, the hydrogens will be surrounding it. Okay? Nakapalibot yung hydrogens kay carbon. Ilang bonds ba kaya ni carbon? 4. Why? Kasi nasa fourth group sa periodic table eh. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, tetravalent siya, meaning 4 na bonds kaya niya gawin. Okay? So, 4 yung hydrogen na pinalibot natin doon. How about ethane? Si ethane, 2 carbon. Just as I said, i-draw mo muna yung magkakadugtong na carbon. So, carbon, carbon, pagdugtungin mo. Okay? And then, since tiga-4 na bonds yung kaya ng carbon mo, ibig sabihin, yung kulang, yung hydrogen ikakabit mo doon. Okay? So, kunwari, CC bond, may isang bond na. So, ilan pa kulang nila? Dito, 3 bonds pa kulang niya. Dito, 3 bonds pa kulang niya para maging 4 yung bond niya, 'di ba? So, eto, isang bond meron na siya. Kulang pa siya ng 3. So, ano idudugtong mo doon? Hydrogens. 1, 2, 3. O, dito, may isa na rin siyang bond, pero kulang pa siya ng 3. So, ano idudugtong mo sa kanya? Hydrogens. Ilan? 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay? So, as you can see, dito sa ating molecule, basta ang goal mo lang is to connect the carbons. Then, after that, pag nadugtong mo na yung mga carbons, yung hydrogen, saka mo na siya idugtong. Keep in mind that carbon is tetravalent, meaning 4 na bonds lang kaya niya. So, kung may isang bond na yan, ilan na lang kulang? Tig-3 sila. Sa 2, 3. Sa 2, 3. Okay? So, now, let's try this one. Pentane. Burahin ko to. Kulang ko ng space. Pentane. 5 yung carbon. So, anong gagawin ko? So, carbon, 5. So, mag-draw ako ng 5 carbon connected by a single bond. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? And then, ano susunod kong gagawin? Kukumpletuhin ko yung valency niya. 4 na bond ang kailangan meron si carbon. Ano gagamitin kong atom? Hydrogen. Pero ilang hydrogen kailangan? O iba-iba yan per carbon. So, tignan natin. So, for this carbon here, ilang bond na meron siya? Meron na siyang isa. Ilan pa kulang? Di ba 4 na bonds dapat? Meron na siyang isa. So, ibig sabihin, 3 pa. Anong idudugtong ko sa 3 yon? Hydrogen. Okay? So, 1, 2, 3. Hydrogen yan. Okay? How about this one? Ito. Ilang bonds na meron siya? O, ilang bonds na meron siya? Okay, ilang bonds meron siya? Look very carefully. Meron na siyang 2 bonds. Asan yung 2 bond? Etong sa kanina na carbon and yung sa kanan. Okay? So, may 2 na siyang bond. Ibig sabihin, ilang hydrogens na lang kaya niya? 3 pa rin ba? Siyempre, 2 na lang. Okay? Kasi 4 lang eh. Pag nilagyan mo yan ng 3, magiging 5 yan. Bawal yun. Okay? Sa kailangan, 2 hydrogens na lang yung idudugtong mo. Okay? And that will be true for this carbon and this carbon as well. Okay? So, tig the 2 hydrogen na lang sila. And then, yung last carbon sa dulo, Isa lang yung bond niya, ito lang. So you need to connect it with 3 hydrogens. So ganun lang. Very simple, di ba? So that's our pentane. That's the Lewis structure of the pentane. 5 carbon na magkakadugtong, and then yung natitirang bonds to make the carbon tetravalent, meaning 4 na bonds yung carbon. Kung ilan kulang, ang idudugtong ay hydrogen. Ilan? Kapag isa na yung bond niya, edi 3 hydrogen. Pag dalawa na yung bond niya, edi 2 hydrogen. Okay? So, bilangin natin if tama yung CnH2n plus 2 na formula. May 12 ba tayong hydrogen dito? Bilangin natin. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So, 12 nga, no? So, we have 12 hydrogens in order to make the alkane saturated, no? In order to make this carbon chain saturated. Meaning ng saturated again, may maximum number of hydrogen. Sabihin, puro single bond yung carbon and then the rest of the bonds will be hydrogens. Okay? So, ganun lang. So, ganun. Pero, in organic chemistry, we will be dealing with different types of molecule, no? Kung may question kayo, i-chat nyo lang sa chat box natin. Okay? Basta ganun lang. So, pag dugtong-dugtongin mo carbon, and then the rest ay hydrogens. However, pag ginawa natin to parate, nakakatamad. Ako, tamad ako pag nagdodraw ng Lewis structure. Kasi, susulat mo pa lahat ng atoms, susulat mo pa lahat ng bonds. So, ano pwede natin gawin para hindi siya nakakatamad? We can use the line angle formula. So, what is a line angle formula? In a line angle formula, we do not show the hydrogen. Hindi natin pinapakita yung hydrogen. Rather, we just only show, teka lang, lobat ako. Ayan. So rather, we just only show the carbon chain. Pero, yung carbon chain na yan, hindi yan straight line. Instead, ang gagawin natin, zigzag siya. Okay? So, ano gagawin uli kapag line angle formula? We will not show the hydrogens anymore. Kasi dapat, matic na siya. Okay? That alam mo na kung ilang hydrogens meron yan. Okay? So, just count on the number of bonds. So, gagawin natin, we will remove all the hydrogens. Buburahin mo yan. And then yung carbon, isa-zigzag mo siya. Okay? Let me show you. Muna tayo dito sa next slide. Balik ulit tayo sa ating example. Pentane. So, carbon, 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 carbon. Then hydrogens. Hydrogens to lahat. So, ano huli sabi ko? Susulat ko muna. Sabi ko, kapag magla-line angle formula tayo, all the hydrogens will be removed. Kasi dapat alam mo na kung gaano karaming hydrogens kailangan per carbon. Okay? So, subtract mo lang sa 4. No? Doon mo malalaman yung dami ng hydrogens na kailangan. Okay? So, gagawin mo, you erase all the hydrogens. And then, you will represent the carbons as dots. I-represent mo siya as dot. Okay? So, ilang carbon meron ka? 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, represent mo yan as dots. No? So, 1. Pero zigzag yung pattern niya. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then yan. Yung dots na yan, yan yung carbons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Zigzag. And then you connect them with our single bonds. You connect mo sila with their single bond. Single bond, single bond, single bond, single bond. Okay? So that is our line angle formula. Ang tawag dito sa carbon na to ay vertex. Okay? So the vertex corresponds to the carbon atom and the line means yung bonding nila. And keep in mind that the hydrogens are not shown in the line angle formula. So, kailangan automatic na sa'yo kung ilan yung hydrogens na meron doon. Okay? Oh, don't worry, we have some examples later. Okay? So, ganun lang. So, pentane, 5 carbon, represent it as dots. Okay? So, dot, alternating, and then you connect them with a single line kasi puro single bonds meron sa kanila. Okay? So, kailan mo gagawin to? Siyempre, kapag methane, wag mo to gagawin. Kasi baka mamaya gawin nyo ganun lang. Sir, methane yan. Wag. Wag ganun. So, ginagamit lang itong line angle formula. Usually kapag, tatlo na yung carbon, such as propane. Kapag ethane, hindi rin pwede. 2 carbon yun eh. Ayun, baka kasi maisipan ko, check mark lang yan. Sir, hindi yan check. Ethane yan. 2 carbon yan. Wag ganun. So you can start using the line angle formula if you have 3 carbons or more. Okay? So 3 carbons or more. Okay? So interpret natin tong line na yan. So ang line na yan, ibig sabihin yan, 3 carbon. 1, 2, 3. Okay? So yan yan. 1 carbon, pangalawa, pangatlo. Tapos, tignan natin. Tell me, how many hydrogens ang kailangan sa A? Ganito yung mangyayari. Kunwari, ganun yung tanong sa quiz. Ilang hydrogens kailangan for this atom? Itong A. Tignan mo ilan yung bonds na meron kay A. Isa lang. Yan o. Ito. So, ibig sabihin nun, it should have 3 hydrogens. Yan. So, it should have 3 hydrogens. How about B? Okay, yun naman sa B. Ilang hydrogens kailangan ni B? Ang hydrogens na kailangan ni B ay? Sige, wait natin yung iba. 2. Ayan. So, 2. Bakit 2? Kasi may 2 bond na siya. Ito sa left, ito sa right. So, 2 bonds. Di ba dapat 4? So, ibig sabihin, yung 2 hindi pinakita is the bond to hydrogen. And then lastly, yung C, di 3 hydrogens din. Kasi may isa lang siyang bond. So again, although the hydrogens are not shown, it doesn't mean na wala ng hydrogen doon. We just did it kasi we want it to be clean, okay? Para malinis tignan. Okay? So just by using zigzags, then we can show na yung carbons ay 5. Okay, kunwari ito 5 kasi 5 yung tuldok niya, including yung line terminus, no? Yung dulo ng line. So 1 yan, 2 to 3. So hindi lang vertex including the end of the line. So ito ilang carbons to? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? So ganun lang. Siguro magtataka kayo, sir, okay lang po ba kapag yung ganito gawin kong ganito? Okay lang. Okay lang. Okay lang na maging baliktad yung direction nyo. Kasi baka isipin nyo, ay sir, iba yan dito sa dito. Same lang yan. Kasi 4 naman yung carbons dyan. 1, 2, 3. Yung kanina 4 yung drawing ko. Okay. So, okay lang kahit magkabaliktad yan ang direction. Okay. Another reason bakit siya zigzag. Okay. So, sabihin ko na. Another reason bakit yan zigzag is because of the tetrahedral geometry of the carbon. Remember, sa Vesper theory natin, kapag tetrahedral, sp3 hybridized yan, di ba? So, kapag tetrahedral, ilang bonds meron? 4. Okay. Sabi natin, carbons can form 4 bonds, di ba? In an alkane. So, kapag alkane na 4 bonds, ito yung itsura niya. Tetrahedral. So, if you draw that in 3D, ganito yung itsura niya. So, ito yung tetrahedral. Ito, tetrahedral din yan. Ito, tetrahedral din. Okay. So, apparently, hindi ko makita yung aking, teka, gamitin ko yan sa Ateneo. Para makita niyo. Wait lang. Ito yung box namin sa Ateneo. 2,000 to. Amoy chemicals. Tapang. Ito yung ginagamit namin pag nagtuturo ako. Ayan. Hindi ko makita yung ano ko eh. Molecular models eh. So, ito na lang muna. So, ipakita ko sa inyo yung tetrahedral carbon. Iurong ko tong siguro i-end ko muna yung screen sharing para malaki yung mukha ko dyan sa side niya. Okay. So, ayan. So, ito yung molecular models. So, kapag sinabi natin tetrahedral geometry, it looks like this. Okay, so the bond angles are all 109.5. Okay. So kunwari, I will draw this molecule. Ayan, this is ethane. So tatlong carbon and then may mga hydrogens ako. Although I will not show the hydrogen anymore. No? So ganito lang muna. So ito yung ating carbon. Dudugtong ko siya with another carbon. And another carbon. Wait lang hindi nyo muna siya makikita. Natatabunan ka. Kunwari itong orange ay hydrogens. Kung gusto nyo bumili ng molecular model kit, meron sa mga Lazada. Doon ako bumili eh. Kaso, out of carelessness, di ko na alam kung nasan siya. Hindi siya Jackstone. Atom siya. Pwede kayo bumili na ito. Alam ko mga ganito sa Lazada, Shopee. Mga 200 lang. Although yung mga high-end, yung kompleto talaga, super mahal niya. So wait lang guys Natatabunan muna ng kamay ko yung nakikita niya. Ang pasalamat tayo sa Ateneo. May free gamit tayo. Pero hahanapin ko yung molecular model ko. Mas malaki yun eh. Ayan, so this is our ethane. Ayan, so tatlong carbons and then may mga hydrogen. Tignan nyo siya. Hopefully malinaw sa end nyo. So ito yung carbon na to, may tatlong hydrogens. Ito carbon na to, may dalawang hydrogens. Ayan, isa, dalawa. Then itong carbon na to, tatlo hydrogens. So isa, dalawa, tatlo. Okay, so this is our ethane. Ayan. As you can see, the geometry is tetrahedral. No? Kasi apat yung bonds niya. So tetrahedral meaning 109.5 degrees yung angle neto, neto, eto. Basta lahat ng angle between this, around this carbon is 109.5. Same as this one. So 109.5 din yung angle niyan. And of course, this carbon here on top. Okay? So yan yung ating, nahirapan ako mag-angle ng camera. Ayan. So yan yung ating hydrocarbons. Now, it looks like this, but on a much smaller size. No? So syempre, atomic scale yan. Para siyang aso, no? Para siyang dog. So yan. So anyway, yun lang muna yung aking demonstration. Pag nakita ko yung mas malaki yung kit, mas maganda yung mas maganda yung mga magagawa ko doon. Kasi kompleto yun eh. Hanapin ko nga mamaya after this class. Okay? So that's how we do it now. So basically that's how you interpret the line angle formula. No? So literally naka-zigzag talaga yung atoms natin. No? Kung napansin nyo, zigzag siya. Bakit? Because of the tetrahedral geometry of the carbon atom. Okay? So if meaning nun, alternating talaga yung ating mga carbon. So hindi siya trip-trip lang, no? Kasi ganun talaga siya in real life. Okay? So tatago ko lang yung kit. Pag nagamit natin mamaya, buksan ko lang. Okay, bili kayo niyan sa Shopee. Kasi dati nung college kami, pag may ganyan ka, ano ka na, cool kid ka na. Ayan. Ang mahal kasi niyan eh. Alam mo naman, PUP-an ako, wala akong pera. Hindi ako bumibili niyan. Ano lang kami, styrofoam. Okay. Pero yung mga rich kid kong classmates, ayan. Okay, so anyway, sige, practice tayo. Let's try to draw the line angle formula of the following alkanes. So, ito yung ating mga carbons and makita nyo, uy, may mga nagaganon. Ano kaya meaning nan? So, yung 1 kayo na siguro. Itong 2, gagawin ko. Then yung 3, kayo na. Okay? So, paano gagawin natin dito? Okay. Maghihingi ako volunteer. Sino gusto mag-volunteer sa 1 and 3? Okay. Pero mamaya na. Mamaya na pala. So, sagutan ko muna yung 2. Paano natin i-convert into a line angle formula. So, ganito lang. Papansin mo, may nakalawit. May nakalawit na carbon. Tawag doon, substituent. Okay? Ang substituent ay yung mga nakalawit or something that is pointing away from the main line. Kumbaga, ito yung main line, nakapalabas siya. Okay? So, yun yung substituent. Okay? So, ilang carbon meron tayo dito sa straight line na to? 1, 2, 3, 4. Sa 4 yan. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then, dito sa ikatlong carbon, may nakalawit, no? Tawag again, yung tawag sa nakalawit ay substituent. No? Ayan. Baka, hindi ko nasasabihin yung nakalawit. I will call it now substituent. So the substituent is pointing away from carbon 3. Connected siya sa carbon 3 pero nakapalabas siya. Okay? Now, you need to draw it na. Okay. Kailangan na natin to i-drawing. Paano? Zigzag mo ito. Zigzag mo yung main line mo. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So ito yun. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so yan. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. And then yung tatlong bonds, ito yun. 1, 2, 3. Okay? And then, on the third carbon dito, from the left, may nakapalawit na carbon. May substituent tayo na isang carbon. So, paano yan? Sir, nakapababa yan. Okay lang ba nakapataas? Okay lang. Pag ginanito mo yon, pangit kasi tignan. So, technically, yung usually na ginagawa namin, as much as possible, yung angle dito, 120 degrees parate. Although in Vesper theory, that's not 120 degrees, that's 109.5. But on paper, dapat nakapaganon siya. 120, 120, 120. So, wag nyo gagawin yung nakapaganon. Pangit kasi yun eh. So, yan yung carbon na yan. So, the drawing for the line angle formula of this molecule, it should be written this way. Okay? Ayan. Aburahin ko lang to. It should be written that way now. So, let me draw it. 1, 2, 3. Or, pwede rin naman na ganito. Same lang yan. Okay? Ano lang ginawa ko? O yung naka-down, pinataas ko. Yung naka-up, pinababa ko. Yung angle niya. Okay? So, nireflect ko lang siya. Okay? Yan. Nireflect ko lang. So, same lang yan. Okay? Baka may gusto mag-volunteer. Who wants to draw 1 and 3? Yung 1, sobrang dali. Sige, pwede kayo mag-raise hand. Then, picturean nyo na lang. Okay, kung naka-cellphone kayo, picturean nyo. Or kung naka-laptop kayo, pwede kayo notepad. Sa notepad, gaganito nyo na lang. Ay, sorry, notepad tuloy. Sa Paint. Pwede, kunwari, tinatamad kayo mag-cellphone. Ganito na lang. Okay, 1, oops. Ito pala. 1, 2, 3. Ayan, okay na ako dyan. Basta may drawing. Just post nyo na lang dito. Okay? So, paano mo ipopost dyan? Control A, Control C. Then, punta kayo sa chat box natin. Control A, Control C. Then, i-Control B mo dito. Kung sino man yung mag-volunteer. Control B. Ayan. So, yun yung sagot ko. Sige, anyone na gusto mag-volunteer? Number 1 and 3. Sige, raise your hand na lang. 1 and 3. Siguro bigay pa ako example na. Magbibigay pa ako isang example. Ako na rin, ito naman. Okay, so kunwari, ito naman. CH3, CH, CH, CH3, tas may mga substituent tayo sa carbon na to at carbon na yan. Again, meaning ng substituent nakalawit. Okay. So, yan. So, bale, you just draw the carbon chain muna. Ito yan. Ito yung 4 na carbon. And then yung mga nakatusok na carbon. So, meron sa taas, meron dito sa baba. And then, gawin mo siyang zigzag. Ito, gawin mo ang zigzag yan. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. Ito yan. And then, dito sa carbon na pangalawa, may carbon na nakadugtong pa doon. So, ganun yan. Sa carbon na pangatlo, may nakadugtong na carbon doon. So, ganyan yung itsura niya. Okay, so, this can be converted into this. Okay, ganun lang. Any volunteers? Raise hand na kayo para maka-next slide na tayo. Okay, number 1, super dali lang. 6 na carbon lang. Dali, volunteer tayo. Okay lang kahit mali. Sino pa ba pwede mag-volunteer? Nahihiya pa kayo siguro na. Ayan, si Alisa may sagot. Okay. Nasa loading pa siya sa akin. Loading ba to or hindi nag-show yung picture? Nakaganito siya, Alisa. Broken image. Try mo nga i-paste ulit. Then, ayun. Try mo lang ulit. Yung iba, basta comment na lang kayo. 1 and 3 para matapos na. Yung kay Alisa, di ko makita yung picture. Ayun. So, may 3 na si Alisa. Kita ko na yung 3. Okay, mahiya. Dali lang yung org chem. Ayan. So, ito daw yung 3. Ganon ang itsura. Okay. Ito hindi ko pa alam. Yung 1. Okay. So, anyway. Sige. Yung 1, madali lang naman. Gagawin ko na lang. So, 1. Ilang carbons meron tayo? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, 6 na carbon. So, gawin mo siyang 6 na alternating dots. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then you connect them with a single line. Should look like that. So, that's it. No? Yun na yun. Yun na yung 1. And then yung number 3. Tingnan natin. Ito yung main chain natin. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sa drawing. So, 5 dots yan. Babalik ta rin ko yung angle. Kasi wala akong space dito sa taas. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, ito yun. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then, on the third carbon, may nakadugtong doon na 3 carbon chain din. So, ibig sabihin, nandito sa third carbon na to, may nakadugtong na carbon. Tapos, 3 sila. So, it should look like this. Ayan. So, tama yung drawing ni Alisa. Okay. So, itong carbon na to, ito yun. Itong carbon na to, ito yun. Then, yung mga katabi niya ay ito. Okay. So, yun lang. So, all you need to do is just practice lang talaga for now. Okay. But that's how you draw hydrocarbons. Okay. Pag nasanay na kayo, you don't need to place dots anymore. Hindi na kayo kailangan mag-dot. Ganun-ganun na lang kayo. Kasi kabisado nyo na. But for now, I am telling you to convert carbons into dots muna. Okay, i-dots nyo muna para aware kayo na ay carbon meaning none. Okay? So for every dots you have, that's carbon. But again, kapag nasanay na talaga kayo, magaganon-ganon na lang kayo. Okay. Yan. Hindi mo na kailangan tumingin ng kung ano-ano. Okay? So, ganun. So, just practice lang. No? And anyway, we have lots of examples naman in this PowerPoint. No? So, here are the answers. Okay? So, yan. If you answered this molecule for number 3, if you answered this drawing, if you answered this one, same lang yan. Parang you flipped it lang. Okay? So, organic molecule naman kasi okay lang naman i-flip yan. Okay? So now, let's now proceed with the nomenclature. Kasi yung drawing yun na yun. Pag dugtong-dugtongin mo lang carbon, you will just need more practice. Okay? So, nomenclature tayo. Paano tayo magpapangalan ng organic molecules? So, in nomenclature, we follow IUPAC rules. Okay? Or the IUPAC system. Okay? So, ginagawa din natin to noong lesson 3 natin sa lecture, di ba? In lesson 3 sa lecture, yun yung nomenclature ng inorganic compound. IUPAC din yung nag-set ng standards doon. Inorganic molecules, ito yung IUPAC naming. Sabi dito, the IUPAC name should include the following: the parent name, the substituents, and the location of the substituents. Ano yun? So, pag sinabing parent chain, ang parent chain yung longest chain. Yun yung pinakamahabang dugtong-dugtong ng carbon. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, ito ba ay parent chain? Hindi. Hindi yan parent chain. Bakit kaya? Kasi ilan ba yung carbon yan? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 na carbon lang yan pag yan yung sinabi mong parent chain. However, if you count this whole thing here, Ilan? 8 yung carbons daw. So, this is not the parent chain. Hindi yan yung parent chain. Instead, this is the parent chain kasi ito yung longest carbon chain. Okay? So, that's the parent chain. Siyempre, may pangalan yan. Mamaya pakita ko yung pangalan. Pangalawa, yung hindi nasama sa long chain, yun yung mga nakalawit na sinabi ko kanina. Ano tawag doon? Substituent. Yung mga nakalawit from the parent chain, they are called substituents. Papangalanan mo rin yun. Okay? So, paano pinapangalanan sila? Just count ilang carbons meron sila. Okay? And then after that, you will locate the substituent. Maglo-locate ka. Meaning ng location, yun yung numbers or locants. This just refers to the locants or the numbers. Kunwari, basahin natin. 3-methyl octane. Interpret natin. Sa 4th carbon daw, may methyl. Tapos ano yung parent chain? Octane. So, ganun mag-interpret niyan. Okay? Pero anyway, tuturuan ko pa kayo kung paano mag-name, ha? So, bakit siya naging methyl? Bakit siya naging octane? Bakit siya naging 4? So, discuss natin siya. Okay? So, basta yun lang yung important in the IUPAC name. You should identify the parent chain. Ikalawa, you should be able to name the substituent. Ikatlo, the locants. Now, kailangan correct yung numbering mo sa substituent. Okay. Let's begin now. So here are the steps in the IUPAC nomenclature for alkanes. Number 1, you need to identify the parent chain. And as I said, the parent chain is the longest chain. So, for example, we have this alkane here. So, alkane yan, puro single line lang. Hahanapin mo yung long chain. Okay? So, pinakita na dyan. Pero kunwari, hindi pinakita, wala tayong idea. Magta-trial and error ka talaga muna. Okay? So, ito ba yung long chain? Bilangin mo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 na carbon. Okay. Ito ba yung long chain? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 din. So, hindi rin. Parehas lang. Ito ba yung long chain? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8. Tignan natin yung drenowing dyan sa molecule dun. Ito ba yung long chain? Bilangin natin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So, kumbaga, 9 carbon chain to na magkakadugtong. Mas malaki yon kaysa sa 6 na to at sa ilan to? 7 ba to or 8? Ayan. Ito 9 kasi 9 carbon chain yung magkakadugtong dito. So, this is the parent chain. Okay? So, ganun. Anyway, we have many examples sa next slide. Okay. So, once na ma-identify mo na yung long chain, ano yung next mo daw na gagawin? You name it. Bago pa tayo mag-name. Kunwari, dalawa yung possibility na long chain. O suppose, dito, ang long chain natin, may 3 nakalawit sa kanya. Tapos dito sa long chain na to, 2 yung nakalawit sa kanya. Ano daw pipiliin mo? So, choose the one with the most substituents attached. Yung pinakamaraming nakalawit sa kanya. Okay? So, ganun lang daw. Kunwari, 2 yung long chain mo. Piliin mo yung pinakamaraming nakatusok palabas. Okay? So, yun yung meaning lang nito. So, after identifying your parent chain, then, bilangin mo yung carbon niya. Okay? Kasi for every carbon, there is a corresponding prefix. Okay? So, ito yan. Kailangan kabisaduhin to. Okay? So, madali lang naman. No? Kasi yung first 4 lang, yung na iba, yung parang kakaiba. Pero the rest ay Greek prefix na lang. So, kapag 1, ang prefix daw ng parent ay meth. Okay? Meth. No? Pero hindi yan shabu, ha? Meth lang tawag dyan. Okay. So, meth daw tawag kapag parent ay isang carbon lang. Pag 2, yan ay eth. Pag 3, yan ay prop. Pag 4, yan ay bute. Hindi siya but, bute. Basa dyan. And then the rest ay Greek prefix na lang. 5 is pent, 6 is hex, 7 is hep, 8 is oc, 9 is non, 10 is dec. Ito, thank you kanina sa correction. 11 is undec, 12 is dodec, 13 tridec, so on so forth. Okay, so anyway, hindi naman ako magbigay ng super haba na chain. So basta yun lang, basta kabisaduhin nyo that for the first 4 carbons, hindi Greek prefix gagamitin. Instead, what we will use is the meth, eth, prop, and bute. Okay? Kaya nga dun sa, kunwari, nagsangyup sa bahay kayo, butane. Bute meaning 4 na carbon. Ane meaning alkane. Methane, ibig sabihin, 1 carbon, alkane. So, yun yung mga, explanation. Bakit butane torch tawag sa kanya? No? Di ba? Butane cylinder, sabi nila sa sangyup. Kasi butane yun. 4 carbons yun. Okay? So, by the way, kapag alkane, ang ending niya ay ane. Kaya nga, methane, ethane, propane, butane, pentane, hexane, heptane. No? Ane yung suffix nila. Pag alkene yan, iba yung suffix. Pag alkyne, iba yung suffix. Pag alcohol, iba yung suffix. Okay. Basta for now, just remember the parent prefix. Okay. Meth, et, prop, bute, and then followed by the Greek prefixes. Pent, hex, hept, oc, nec, nec tuloy. Dec. Okay. So yan. Sa kabisaduhin nyo lang yan. Balik tayo dito. So this one has 9 carbons. What do you think is the name of the parent chain? Yung highlighted in red. So since 9 carbon yan, sabi dito, kapag 9 carbon daw, ang name niya ay nonane. Okay? Nonane. Ay, sorry. Nonane ang name niya. So, ibig sabihin, ang parent nito ay nonane. 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 Kasi 9 carbon yung chain niya. Meaning ng non ay 9. Ang ane, meaning alkane. Okay? How about this one? So for this one, ito yung pipiliin natin. Correct daw yan kasi siya yung pinaka namin substituent. Pangalanan natin yung chain na to. Bilangin mo ilang carbon meron lang. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 yung carbon. So what is the name of the parent? Ano pangalan ng parent niya? 6. So yan ay hex. Kasi 6. Followed by the suffix ane. Kasi siya ay alkane. Hexane. Ayan. Ganun lang, no? Dali lang, no? Tapos nagulat kayo sa quiz bulaga. Siyempre, masaya ang buhay, kaya ganun. Okay. So anyway, sa alkanes natin, hindi lang siya zigzag. Sometimes it becomes cyclic. Okay? Cyclic, ibig sabihin nakapabilog. Okay. Pwede ba 'yon? Pwede. Okay. So pwede yung alkanes na nakapa-circle sila. Small circle, small circle. Okay. Sometimes they have a cyclopropane. Baka isipin nyo, ay sir, ito ba yung nasa Squid Game? Palitan mo lang yan ng circle. Hindi yan sa Squid Game. Each shape here corresponds to a hydrocarbon. So pag triangle, tawag doon cyclopropane. Bakit kaya cyclopropane? Propane, in a sense na 3 yung carbon. 1, 2, 3. Cyclo, meaning nakapa-circle siya. Nakapa-triangle. Enclosed ang carbons. Ayan, nakapaganon siya. So that's why it is called a cyclopropane. Yung carbons natin, naka-ring. Okay? Tawag doon ay ring. Cyclopropane. Ito, ano tawag dito? Square. Hindi, mali yung square. Bakit siya mali? Kasi organic chem tayo. So remember, for every vertex, there is a carbon there. Ilang vertex meron tayo? 1, 2, 3, 4. So, yung carbons mo nakapa-ring, okay, then you have 4 carbons. So, 4 carbon meaning yan ay butane. Pero since sila ay naka-ring, tawag doon ay cyclo. Okay? Ayan na. So, alam nyo na to. Sa Squid Game, cyclopropane, cyclobutane, circle. So, ganun lang siya. Kunwari ito, pentagon. Okay, pentagon. So, pentagon, bakit siya tinawag na cyclopentane? Okay? Tinawag siya na cyclopentane kasi may 5 carbon na nakaring. Asan yung 5 carbon na yan? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, yung 5 carbon na yan, nakaparing sila. Therefore, it is called cyclopentane. Pentane 5, cyclo, nakapa-circle. Okay? So, ganun lang. So, ibig sabihin, yung mga inaral nyo nung kinder, yung pala ay preparation for organic chem. Ang ginagawa natin yung kinder eh. Ayan, so, organic chem pala yung preparation niya. Okay. So, ganun lang, kasimple. Now, we have so many exercises here. I will not answer all of them kasi lalabas na lang siya sa next slide. Okay, kita nyo yun. Nagbago yung kulay. So, sagutan muna natin yung ibang items. And then, siguro kayo na bahala sa iba. Although, ipapakita ko na yung answer agad mamaya. Okay? So, I want you to help me identify and provide the name of the parent chain in the following compounds. So, gamitin ko highlighter ko. Letter A. Ano yung longest chain? Siguro pwede kayo mag-comment. No? Ano yung longest chain? Ilang carbon? Kasi hindi nyo masasabi kung nasaan eh. Bawal naman mag-annotate dito kasi wala tayo sa Zoom. Okay. So, tignan natin ano yung longest chain. Ito ba yung longest chain? 1, 2, 3, 4? 4? Hindi. Ito ba longest chain? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Hindi rin. Okay. Yun, 6. Ito yun. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yun. 6 yung longest chain niya. Hindi pwede ito kasi may haba pa pala. No? So, just choose this thing here. So, this is our longest chain. Now, what is the name of the parent chain? The parent chain is the longest chain. Ano pangalan niya? Siya ba si Gemerlin? Manani, tinamad ka na, sir. Pangalan ko siyang Gemerlin. Ayan. Kung sana, ganun na lang, na. Siya na si Gemerlin. So, ang pangalan niya ay hindi Gemerlin, kundi siya ay hexane. Bakit siya hexane? Kasi 6 yung carbons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ganun lang. Okay. Anong gagawin ko dito, sir? Sa substituent. No? Tawagin nyo sa mga nakalawit, substituent. No? So, anong gagawin ko dyan? Mamaya na. Mamaya na. So, basta for now, alam natin yung parent. B. Sige. Anyone. Anyone. Sige. 7. Sure na ba yan? Final answer? So, that is... Hindi ba nakakatawa org chem mas engaging? Kasi puro shape lang siya. Unlike nung in-org natin, mga nakatulala lang kayo siguro. Kasi calculation. Pero kapag organic, ito lang. Shapes. Dali lang. So, sagot nila 7. Ayun nga ba ang tamang sagot? Tignan natin. Pag ito, ilan to? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pag ito, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6. Pero pwede mo isama yun, oh. Pwede mo isama. Okay. Pwede mo isama siya sa counting. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So, pwede mo isama yun. Ayun. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Siguro kung nakita nyo, sir, pwede ba ito? Ito. Bilangin natin, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 lang din. Pag ito, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 lang din. So, ito yung longest. Ayan. Yan yung longest. 6. Ay, sorry, 7. 7. 7 yung longest. Highlight ulit natin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So, since 7 yan, ano pangalan? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ano pangalan? Heptane. Hep kasi meaning 7. Ganun lang. Na. So, I highly suggest na kung may printer kayo, mag-print talaga kayo. Ang kagandahan sa OrgChem, pag sinusulat mo talaga siya, mas maintindihan mo siya. Sinabibilang mo ilan yung stroke ng kamay mo eh. 1, 2, 3, ganun. Mabibilang mo. Kasi kapag tinignan mo lang talaga siya sa screen, medyo hindi siya nakakatawa. Kaya pag OrgChem, I highly suggest you to write the molecules na. Drawing talaga kayo by hand. And that's how you will learn best sa OrgChem. I will skip letter C. Punta tayo dito sa letter F. I will skip letter C. Punta tayo sa letter F. Hala, paano yan? Don't worry, ganito yung itsura ng quizzes natin. No? Kaya I highly suggest you really need to practice yung pagbibilang-bilang. Bulaga. Letter F. Wala, paano yan? Mas nagulat kayo pagdating sa quiz, no? Hindi naman ako magbibigay ng, ng sandamukal na bagay. Basta ano lang, basta marunong kayo magbilang ng carbons. Letter F. Sige. Medyo matagal talaga yan. Okay, sabi ni Alisa, heptane. By the way, ganito yung magiging style ng OrgChem natin ha. I really want you to engage kasi pag hindi nyo siya na-gets at first, wala na talaga. Sunod-sunod na yan ulit. So, Micaela sabi, 7 po ata. Nakakatuwa mag-OrgChem, no? Puro shape lang siya. Tapos mamaya pag nag-reaction tayo, bulaga. Ala. Hindi, okay lang. Madali lang reactions. Basta kabisaduhin nyo lang talaga siya. Okay, so heptane ang sagot. Yun ba ang sagot? Sige, tignan natin yung responses ng iba. Yung mga nagtatype, sige, i-enter nyo na para makita natin. Nakikita ko kaya nagtatype. Wala na yung type. Okay lang. So, tama yung heptane. Okay, so if you guessed heptane, okay, hindi mo man siya chinat, okay lang. Kasi tama yung heptane. Ngayon, paano naging heptane yan, sir? Isip tayo. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6. So, hindi ito. Sabi nyo, heptane eh. Ito, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, hindi rin ito, 6 eh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hindi rin ito. 6. Sabi nyo, 7 eh. Hanapin ko yung 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Uy, ito yun, 7. So, yan yun. Ang tanong, yan lang ba? Yung 7 na chain? Yan lang ba? Kasi meron pang isang chain eh. Dalawa yan. Nasa baba rin. Yes, nasa baba rin, 7. Ito yun, no? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 din yan. Hala. Dito na ngayon magkakatalo. Sino ang pipiliin? Yung yellow or yung red? At bakit? Sige. Kung nakinig talaga kanina, yung yellow or yung red at bakit? Okay. Ganito yung type ng quiz natin. So, hindi siya multiple choice. Kayo talaga magta-type. Okay. Okay. Sabi ni Alisa, ni Micaela. Sige, yung iba, type pa. Baka may may iba pa kayong naiisip. Sige. Yellow o yung red at bakit? Nawala yung type. Sige, okay lang. Anyway, tama naman yan sagot nila. Yellow, because mas marami po substituent. Tama yan. Kasi, if you choose yellow, ilan substituent? Sige, ilan yon? Ilan kapag yellow? Kapag yellow yung pinili mo, ito yung yellow. Ilan substituent kapag dilaw? Siya ay tatlo. Ano yung tatlo? Sa dalawa, tatlo. Ayun, sa tatlo siya. Kasi kapag yung red kanina, kapag ito yung pinili mo, ilan lang substituent? Dalawa lang. Isa, dalawa. Ayun. So, it's better if we choose the yellow one because it contains many substituent. Yan. May mukha na pala siya. So, yan. Ganyan siya. Ganun mamili ng parent. No? Yung longest and yung mas maraming substituent. Kunwari, sir, paano to? Letter H. Yan, letter H. Ano name ng parent niya? Sige. Ito naman yung cyclic na sinasabi ko. Okay? Sige, letter H. Ano kaya pangalan ng parent natin? H is? Huwag kayo mahiya. Okay lang yan. Iilan lang naman tayo. So, letter H is cycloheptane. Is that correct? Yes, it is correct. Ayan, tama. Ayan. Tama yan. Bakit? Kasi, kapag ganito, kunwari nakakita ka ng ganyang molecule, bilangin mo lang yung nasa loob ng ring. Okay, yung nasa ring lang. Okay. So, bilangin mo ilan yung nasa ring. Kahit saan ka mag-start, pero ako, I will prefer here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7. 7-membered ring yan. So, that's cycloheptane. Ayun. Ganun lang. Okay. So, that's it. No? That's how you name the parent chain pa lang. Nasa step 1 pa lang tayo. Ilan steps ba? Up. Okay. Tapos na tayo sa step 1. Marunong na tayo magpangalan ng parent. Alam na natin, hanapin siya. Next one is to identify the substituent. Hindi pa tayo tapos. Step 2, identify the substituent, and usually the substituents end in il instead of ain. Okay? Malalaman mo kapag parent yan, kapag sinabi ain, ane. Kaya nga hexane, nonane, cyclo, hexane, ayan. So meaning ng ain, siya yung parent. Kapag substituent, hindi siya pwedeng ain. Bawal siya, feeling yon pag ganun. Feeler siya pag ganun. So, kailangan kapag substituent, iba yung suffix niya. So, instead of using ain, what we will use is the il suffix. Okay, the il. Yung counting ng carbon, ganun pa rin. No? So meth, eth, prop, but, pent, hex, hept, oct, non, dec. Okay, so ganun pa rin. Greek prefix pa rin. However, instead of using the "-ane", you will use the "-il", no? So, methyl, ethyl, propyl, butyl, pentyl, hexyl, heptyl, octyl, nonyl, decyl. Kaya nga, tignan nyo yung ating mga alcohol. Isopropyl, il. Ibig sabihin nun, substituent yan. Isopropyl alcohol. Ethyl alcohol. Kung may ethyl alcohol kayo, yung il doon, ibig sabihin nun, substituent yan. Ganun lang. So that's how you name them. Okay? So alam nyo na. So, ang kagandahan kasi pag OrChem, pag alam mo na to, yung mga nandito sa mga pinagbibili yung mga bagay, mga gamot-gamot, maintindihan mo na siya. Okay? Maintindihan mo na siya. So, yung kagandahan ng OrChem. Okay? So, again, first step is to always identify the parent chain, and the next one is to identify the substituents. Suppose we have this molecule here. This is the parent, the one in orange, and this is the substituent, the one, those who are in green. I want you to help me name them. Okay? So, I will start na. So, ito, ilang carbon meron sa substituent na to? Isa lang. Kasi remember, kapag isang dot lang yan, isang carbon lang yan. So, ano gagamitin kapag isang carbon? Methyl. So, this one is methyl daw. How about this one? Now, ano kaya name na to? Ilang carbon meron siya? At ano yung magiging name niya? Okay. So, this one is ethyl. Bakit siya naging ethyl? Kasi dalawa yung carbon. Isa, dalawa. So, that is ethyl. Last one, sino naman? Ano name niya? Ano pangalan niya? Teka lang, may tignan lang ako sa bintana. Yun nasa baba. Ano kaya name niya? Siya ay propyl, 3 carbon. Bilangin natin. Okay, so isa, dalawa, tatlo. So yeah, tatlo. So propyl. Ganun lang. Methyl, propyl. So ganun. Ito. Kunwari, quiz. Kung may question kayo dito, let me know lang. Pero ganun lang, that's how you name it. Still use the same Greek prefixes and the 4 IUPAC prefix. Then yung il nga lang yung magbabago. Hindi na siya "-ane". It will now be il. Okay. Tulungan niyo ako dito. Sige. Mga ganito itsura na makikita niyo sa quiz. So, mas maganda ma-practice na natin now. Ano ang parent chain? At ano yung mga substituent? Bigyan ko kayo clue. May 4 na substituent, no? May 4 na substituents dyan. Mahaba yung parent and then may 4 na substituent. Sige, kayo muna. Wala kasing annotate screen eh. Pag nag-zoom tayo, mas okay dun. Kasi may annotate screen. Meron ba dito? Wala, no? Sige. Kaya practice kayo dyan. And then chat nyo na lang ano yung 4 na substituents na hinahanap ko. Pati yung parent chain. Sabi ni Alisa, parent is decane. Okay. Tignan natin. And then the substituent, the names of the substituents. Sige, chat lang kayo dyan. Hahanapin ko yung molecular model ko. Hindi ko talaga maalala saan ko nilagay. Yung iba baka nahihiya. Okay lang, chat lang kayo. Ang mahalaga, interactive tayo. Kasi ganito yung magiging quiz ninyo. Ganito. Hindi siya, ano lang, hindi lang siya multiple choice. Kayo mismo magbibigay ng answer. So, kailangan tama yung letters, tama yung numbers, tama yung dash, yung comma. Kasi pag hindi kayo tumama doon, mali yan. So, yeah, you really have to master this. You really have to master this. Okay. So, yung iba hindi na nag-chat. Nabigay ko na yung sagot. Ang sagot natin ay ayan. So, the parent chain is decane. Yeah. And then the substituents are methyl, methyl, ethyl, propyl. Ganun. Ayan. So, ganun lang na. Ito yung parent, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then yung substituent ay methyl, ethyl, methyl, propyl. Methyl kasi isang carbon lang yan. Ethyl kasi dalawang carbon lang yan. Propyl kasi tatlong carbon lang yan. 1, 2, 3. And then methyl again kasi isang carbon lang yan. So, ganun lang. Okay. So, ganun lang ka easy. Also, papansin nyo, di ba, kapag molecules, medyo tinitwist namin yung parent chain. Bakit namin ginaganyan? Wala lang. Para tricky. So, ganun. Para tricky lang. So that you will really check kung ito ba yung parent chain? Hindi. No? So, you really have to look into the other longest chain. No? So, it's not always the one that is here. Hindi ito rin. Not this one as well. Sometimes it is squiggly. Para siyang worm. So, ganun lang. Okay? So, yan. Step 2 pa rin tayo. Step 2. Sometimes, regardless sa ginawa mong effort na maraming substituent. Kunwari, ito. Wait lang. Kunwari, ito yung molecule natin. Highlight ko lang. Kunwari, pinili mo to as your parent chain. Is this a parent chain? No. Bakit? Ilang carbon ba ito? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 carbon yon. But it is still not the parent chain. Kasi the longest one is this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Undecane yung parent. Tapos, pag anong nangyari, kunwari, ito na yung parent, ito na talaga yung longest. And then you notice na may ganito kang substituent. Yung substituent mo, may substituent pa. Ito yung substituent, tas may naka-substituent pa sa kanya. Ala, paano yun? Paano yun pag ganun? Edi you will name it accordingly lang. Okay? So, katulad ng pag-name natin sa substituent, yung substituent ng substituent, papangalanan din natin siya as kung paano natin siya pinangalanan. Okay? So, magiging doble yung substituents name natin. Tawag dyan ay 2-methyl-butyl. Okay? 2-methyl-butyl. So, again, this is undecane. 11 yan diba? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Ito, paano natin papangalanan yan? Okay? So, you treat this as parang parent chain, pero it will not end as ane. No? Hanapin mo pa rin yung longest chain dito. In our case, that is this chain. So, that is butyl. So, yung substituent mo, hahanapin mo rin ng longest chain. And then, mapapansin mo, yung substituent, may substituent pa na methyl. So, parehas silang mag-end with the "il" kasi parehas silang substituent. Pero, ang tanong dyan, saan nakadugtong yung methyl? Saan ka magka-count? Usually, you count to the carbon that is connected to your parent. No? Mag-count ka kung saan nakadugtong siya sa parent, which is this one. Hindi dito. So, dito ka mag-start ng counting kasi siya yung connected to the parent. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. So, mapapansin mo that the methyl is attached to the second carbon of the butyl. Ulitin ko. The methyl is attached to the second carbon of the butyl. So, kaya ang pangalan niya, 2-methyl-butyl. Okay? So, don't worry, may mga shortcut na akong ipapakita sa inyo. Okay? So, this is 2-methyl-butyl. By the way, ganito siya i-name. So, ito yung parang main substituent mo. And then, ito yung substituent ng substituent. Okay. Mahuhuli parati yung main. Okay. Yung 2, meaning yan, sa second carbon nakadugtong yung methyl. Kasi pwede rin siya sa 3. Pwede rin siya sa 3. Okay. So, sa 2, it will be 2-methyl-butyl. Then, kapag may number and letter ka, lalagyan mo siya ng dash. Okay? So, more on that later. So, marami pa tayong nalaman about numbers and letters. Okay? So, the name will be 2-methyl-butyl. By the way, kung gutom na kayo, kain kayo. Kasi, I want to maximize the time. Kasi medyo may momentum na tayo eh. May momentum na tayo. So, tutuloy ko lang. Hindi pa naman ako super gutom. Although, hindi pa ako kumakain. Pero kain na kayo. So this will be 2-methyl-butyl. Okay? Yan. So yan. So you have your butyl. Hanapin mo yung longest chain sa substituent. So longest chain is the butyl. And mapapansin mo may methyl substituent ka sa butyl. So that's methyl, butyl, nasa second carbon. So you should write it as 2-methyl-butyl. Okay? Ito na yung shortcut na. Kung tinatamad ka magganyan, may shortcuts. Okay, so ano yan? So here are some 2 types of propyl. Propyl meaning 3 carbons. And so 1, 2, 3. Pwede, etong third carbon, idugtong mo sa first. So, maging ganito itsura niya. So again, instead na straight line yan, straight zigzag, pwede yung third carbon idugtong mo sa first carbon. So ano tawag sa kanya? It's called isopropyl. Ano meaning ng iso? Isomer. Isomer. Same formula, different arrangements. Okay? So isopropyl tawag dyan. Or it's called 1-methyl-ethyl. Ito yung ethyl. Ito yung methyl. So again, saan ka mag-start ng counting? To the carbon which is connected to the parent. No? So 1-methyl-ethyl. Or just isopropyl. So ibig sabihin, yung isopropyl alcohol na to, ganyan itsura niya. Ganyan itsura niya. Nakapa-letter V siya. Okay, nakapa-letter V siya. Okay. So kabisaduhin nyo na lang. Basta may makita kayo na kapag ganun, isopropyl yan. Ako, ginagawa ko na lang dito. I don't actually memorize all those things. Ang ginagawa ko, yung mga patterns lang. Pag letter V, isopropyl. Ayan. And then, ito. Pag butyl naman, 3 yung uri ng isomers niya. Okay. So, pag butyl, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Tapos, yung fourth carbon, pwede mo ilagay dito. Ito, pwede mo ilagay kung saan-saan. No? So, ito yung mga possible arrangement ng 4 na carbon. So, kapag straight lang yan, that's butyl lang. Pero kapag nakaganito siya, that's sec-butyl. Paano siya naging sec-butyl? Kasi it is just like as butyl. Butyl lang din siya, pero dinugtong mo yung second carbon sa parent. Okay? Nakita nyo yan? Ito yung second carbon na. dinugtong siya sa parent. Kaya tawag doon, sec-butyl. So kapag yung first carbon yung nakadugtong sa parent, that's just butyl. Pero kapag yung ikalawang carbon ng butyl, ito yung butyl, yung second carbon niya yung dinugtong mo sa parent, that's sec-butyl. This one is isobutyl. Ako na-imagine ko with isobutyl is para siyang kamay ng snowman. Diba you have a snowman? Usually we represent the hands of a snowman like this. That is the isobutyl. So ganun lang. I just sometimes recognize patterns. So snowman, isobutyl. Yung arms ng snowman, para siyang ganun. Okay. And the third butyl is this one. Ano itsura niya? Chicken feet, paan ng manok. Hindi ako magaling mag-drawing. Kunwari, ito yung manok. Daga ata to. Basta yan yung manok. Yung paa niyan. Diba nakapagano yung paa ng manok? Ayan. Pagbigyan nyo na ako, hindi ako marunong mag-drawing. Ayan. Malnourished na chicken. Ayan, yung paa ng manok yun, isobutyl, ester butyl. So sometimes you really have to just recognize patterns. So don't worry, ito lang naman yun. Ayan, ito lang pati ito. Okay. So, hindi naman kami magbibigay ng super hirap. Pero itong mga in-illustrate namin dito, lalabas yan sa quiz. So again, kapag sec-butyl, it is just a butyl. Pero yung second carbon yung nakadugtong, hindi yung first. Isobutyl, it looks like a hand of the snowman. Okay, so yan, snowman yan. May scarf pa siya. And then, pag third butyl, it looks like paan ng manok. Okay? Adidas, ganun. Pag may nakita nyo na nakaganon, ayan. Third butyl yan. Okay? Practice tayo. Alam ko napagod kayo. So, let us identify the parent chain and the substituents. Okay? So, ako na mag-identify. Okay, for now. May exercise pa naman ata mamaya. So, identify the parent chain and then the substituent. So, this is the parent chain. So, 11 carbons yan. So, meaning this is undecane. And then, what else do we have? These are the substituents. Pattern recognition tayo. Ano itsura na ito? It's letter V. Pag letter V, ano pangalan? Isopropyl. Iba yan sa isobutyl. Yung isobutyl may ganun pa. May extra carbon. Ito, letter V lang talaga siya. Okay. So kapag isobutyl, may extra carbon pa. Pag letter V lang talaga, isopropyl yan. This one. This is 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is butane. This is butyl but on the second carbon. So sec-butyl. Okay, so sec-butyl pangalan niya. Butyl siya pero nasa second carbon nakadugtong. So ganun lang. And so those are the answers. So this one's isopropyl, letter V. This one's sec-butyl. Okay. So you just really need to memorize itong itsura niya. So kapag letter V, isopropyl. Pag naka-letter V yung substituent. Kapag yung butyl, nasa second carbon nakadugtong, that's sec-butyl. Pag extended yung V, para siyang kamay ng snowman, that's isobutyl. And yung third butyl ay paa ng manok. Keep in mind na yung sec and yung third may dash siya. Important yan later. May dash yung sec and yung third. Yung iso, wala siyang dash. Okay? Medyo nafe-feel ko na yung gutom. Anyway, tignan ko nga kung ano na nangyayari sa atin. Siguro tapusin na lang natin nomenclature. Don't worry, patapos na tayo. Pag natapos na natin nomenclature, siguro next sa recorded session ko na lang yung iba. Okay. So anyway, ayan. So let's try this nomenclature. In the following compound, identify all the groups that would be considered substituents and then indicate the systematic name as well as the common name. O yung common name na lang. Okay. So for this one, the longest chain will be this. Kung gutom na kayo, kain lang kayo dyan. So this is the longest chain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 6 lang kapag papunta doon eh. So this is the 7. So this is the longest chain. And as you can see, it looks like a chicken feet. No? Para siyang paa ng manok. So anong pangalan nun kapag paa ng manok? That's third butyl. Okay. Ayan. So you really just need to look for patterns. O kayo naman. O kayo uli. Habang kumakain. Ito yung parent chain. Hina-highlight ko na. So name the substituents. Okay, so what is the name of this one? And the name of this one? Sige, okay naman. So letter A, letter B. Don't worry, magbibigay ako ng practice quiz dito. Kaya, ayan. Chill lang. So, marami pa tayong practice quiz na ibibigay. Pero siguro, this weekend ko na lang i-upload. Ano name na tong A? Ano yung name ng B? Ang weird ng panahon, no? Ngayon lang yung rainy season na maaraw. Ang init. Ang init-init. Pero malamig. Okay, so the name A, isopropyl, B, methyl. So yeah, tama. So again, isopropyl, naka-letter V lang. Okay. And then yung B-methyl lang yan. O yung C, wala siyang common name. Wala siyang common name. So nagkamali ako ng copy-paste. Hindi dapat yan included dito. Pero wala yung common name. Pero I will show you how to name this systematically. So just as I said, identify the longest chain sa substituent. So tatlong carbon yun. 1, 2, 3. So that will be propyl. And then makikita mo may methyl attached to the second carbon. So pangalan nun, 2,2-dimethyl propyl. Mamaya na yan kasi medyo technical na tong naming na to. So nagkamali ako ng copy-paste dyan. So mamaya pakita ko bakit ganyan. Okay? So skip lang natin yan. And then this one, ito, masaya to. You have this thing. You have this thing. Sige, pangalanan niyo to. Kasi itong molecule na to, ang dami niya nakasabit eh. So this will be A, B, C, D. Sige, pangalanan niyo yan. Lahat ng sinabi ko kanina, andyan yan. Okay. So ano yung A, ano yung B, ano yung C, ano yung D. Okay. So again, this one will just be skipped out na lang. Hindi dapat kasama yan sa PowerPoint. So sa practice quiz, bibigyan ko kayo this weekends. Pwede nyo sagutan until next week naman. Ano? Ano ba pwede? Ayun. So, ganun. Maglalagay ako ng mga molecules na super daming substituent. Tapos, identify mo na lang yung substituent. Okay. So, ano lang. Ito yung kagandahan sa OrChem. Pag magaling ka mag-memorize, okay ka. And pwede naman kayo gumawa ng kodigo sa akin. Wala akong issue. Okay. Pwede kayo mag-kodigo. Kasi ang daming kakabasaduhin talaga eh. Okay. So, that's fine with me. Nung nag-OrChem din ako dati ng college, may kodigo din kami. Pero wala kami masagot. Ano lang. So, okay lang kodigo. Parang nafe-feel ko na yung gutom. Anyway, ayan na. So, we have answers no, from Alisa and Micaela. Yung iba, okay lang kahit ano, huwag kayo mahiya. Tayo lang na nandito. So, isobutyl, isopropyl, sec-butyl, tert-butyl. Are they correct? Tingnan natin. Letter A looks like the hand of the snowman. Okay, so snowman siya. Parang siya nakapag-ganon. Okay. So, yeah, that's isobutyl. Next one is letter V lang. So, that's isopropyl. And then for letter C, it is a butyl but is connected to the second carbon. So, it's called sec-butyl. And then for D, that is tert-butyl. Ganon siya. Chicken feet. Okay, so that's tert-butyl. Nagkapatong yung sulat. May basta yan. So that's how you identify the substituents. Third rule pa lang tayo. Ang haba na. That's the third rule. So yan, marunong na tayo mag-name ng parent. Second rule is just about the substituents and their common names. Third rule is just the numbering. Ay, numbering madali lang. Okay. So numbering, there are two ways in numbering your hydrocarbon chain. Pwedeng left to right, pwedeng right to left. Pero ano yung gagamitin? Ito. So, for example, we have this molecule here. We call this 2-methylpentane. We call this 3-methylpentane. Bakit kaya? The pentane is the parent chain. The methyls are the substituent. Pero, yung location ng methyl, dito, nasa second carbon. Dito, nasa third. So, magkaiba sila. So, hindi lang sila pwedeng methylpentane. Kasi pwedeng sa second carbon mo ilagay, pwede sa third. Okay? So, you should indicate the correct locant. Okay? Yun yung locant. Yun yung numbers. Okay? So, in assigning locant, it is very important because, for example, in this molecule, you cannot just name it methylpentane. Kasi dalawa yung versions ng methylpentane. Pwede nasa carbon 2, pwede nasa carbon 3. Ito ngayon yung question. Paano ako magka-counting? Okay. So, in counting numbers for the hydrocarbon chain, magsulat ka muna, left to right, right to left. Okay? So, for example, ayan, left to right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right to left, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ngayon, tignan mo kung sang number tatapat yung substituent mo. So, we have a methyl substituent. If you count it left to right, ang locant niya ay 2. Locant, ibig sabihin yung number 2. Pag right to left naman, ang locant niya ay 6. ano yung susundin? Okay. So, sabi dito sa guidelines ng IUPAC is that when identifying the locant of a one substituent, you should choose the lowest number possible. So, ano yung lowest? 6 or yung 2? Eh di syempre yung 2. So, you will choose this. So, that's why we said it is correct. Kasi, this has the lowest locant number compared to 6. Okay? So, ganun yung task nyo. Mag-count ka left to right, right to left, then identify mo yung numbering niya. Kapag ang kailangan kapag ganito sa organic chemistry is yung lowest number parate or the lowest combinations. Ito, for example, ito na yung combination na sinabi ko. Okay. Suppose you have multiple substituents. Ibig sabihin, super dami na. Paano yun? Ganun pa rin. Count left to right, right to left. Okay. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right to left, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. These are your locants. Okay, so these are your locants. Ay, sorry, your substituent pala. However, their locants would differ. Sa left to right, ang locant ay 2 and 5. 2, 5, 5. Bakit dalawa yung 5? Kasi dalawa yung substituent sa 5. Ito, pati ito. Hindi yan magkadugtong. Magkaiba sila. So that's why we treat them as different. Methyl to, another methyl to. Okay? So hindi sila magkadugtong. So ganun. That's the reason why it is written as 255. You have a methyl substituent at carbon 2 and carbon 5 and also carbon 5 ulit. Okay? So ito yung left to right counting. Pero kapag right to left, ano yung numbers natin? 3 and 6 na. 3, 3, and 6. Dalawa sa 3, isa sa 6 na locant. Ano daw susundin mo? Just as what we said earlier, lowest number. Okay, kung sino yung may lowest number. Ano ba yung lowest? 2 or 3? Edit 3. Ay, sorry, edit 2. Diba? So, ito kukunin mo. So, that's why this one is correct. The other one is incorrect. Okay? Despite na parehas yan 3, ito parehas na 5 na. Hindi kasi yun yung basis natin eh. Ang basis natin is yung lowest number talaga. So it is the lowest number for the locant that we prioritize. If there is a tie, kunwari may tie ka, pili ka pa rin ng locant na may lowest. For example, in this molecule here, okay, so left to right, right to left, as you can see, the methyl groups here will still stay at locant number 2 and 6. No? So whether you count it left to right or right to left. So 2 and 6 yung kanilang number. Sino ngayon yung tiebreaker? The tiebreaker will be the substituent in the middle between them. Left to right, it is 5. Right to left, it is 3. So yung 2, 6, yan na talaga yon. Ano yung tiebreaker natin? This substituent. Okay. So, left to right, that's 5. Ito yon. Right to left, that's 3. Ito yon. So, which will we choose? Edi yung may 3. So, that's why this is correct. Okay? So, ganun lang. So, kung bale, napapansin nyo, ang pinaka-point lang ng slides na to is you should just choose the lowest number possible. Just choose the lowest number. Ayan. So, yan dito. Next one. Kunwari, hindi na carbons yung nakadugtong. Kunwari, atoms na. Such as bromine and chlorine. So, paano ka mag-a-assign ng locant? Sino yung bibigyan mo daw ng lowest number? For in this case, bromine and chlorine. Ang bromine, pag siya ay substituent, tawag namin doon ay bromo. Ang fluorine, Yung chlorine, tawag doon ay chloro. So, sino yung bibigyan mo ng number 1 daw? Identify sino yung lowest in terms of alphabetical arrangement. So, A, B, then C. So, bromo muna bago chloro. Okay? So, ganun lang. This will be true if wala kang substituent na carbon. Kunwari, bromine and chlorine lang. So, alphabetical yung decision if hindi siya carbon. Okay? Pero kapag carbon yan, use these things here. And don't worry, we will not complicate this na sa quiz. Okay? We will not complicate this part. If you have a cycloalkane, yung mga nakaring, same rule will apply. Ang counting dito is kung saan maraming substituent. Okay? So, doon ka mag-start. Baka kasi mamaya mag-start ka sa baba. Kasi feel mo lang na hindi ganun. So, if you have a cycloalkane, you always begin with the carbon with the most substituent. So, yan. So, yan. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 na. Pa-clockwise yung counting niya. If you do it counterclockwise, mali yun kasi ang magiging substituents mo ay 3, 3 compared to 1, 1, 3. So again, ang pinaka-point lang ng slides natin na to is for you to identify the lowest possible combinations of locant. So you can count left to right to left, clockwise, counterclockwise. And basta choose the one with the lowest combination of numbers lang. Then once you are able to identify your locants, then you can assemble the names. Ayan, patapos na tayo. Thank you, Lord. Nagugutom na ako. Ayan, so, assemble the name. So, una, ang pag-assemble ng name, madali lang siya. Uunahin mo yung mga substituent in alphabetical order, followed by the parent chain. Okay? And also, if you have multiple substituent, you have to indicate di, tri, tetra. Okay? So, yan. Example, this one. Pakita natin. So, your parent chain will be the one in the ring. Okay? Usually, kapag may ring ka, siya yung parent agad. So, this is the parent chain. Ang tanong, bakit ganyan yung counting? Bakit ganyan yung counting natin? Okay, so explain natin bakit naging ganito yung counting. So, bale, ganito kasi. Di ba sabi ko kanina, dapat sa maraming substituent. Apparently, sa case natin na to, hindi ka dito mag-start. Tanungin natin bakit kaya. Kasi, if I count clockwise, the number of the substituent is this, no? So, mauuna siya, second ito, then fourth itong dalawa. So, bali ang combination ko dyan, 1, 1, 2, 4, 4. Okay. So, 1 ito, 2 ito, that's dalawang 4. If I start here kasi as number 1, so ano mangyayari? So, that will be 1, 1, 3, 4. Okay, so it seems na parang okay siya, no? Parang better nga ito kaysa sa pag ganun. Pero, ang basis naman natin ngayon will be the alphabetical naman, no? Sorry. Kapag cyclic, always alphabetical. Okay. I forgot that. So, kapag cyclic, we always choose the alphabetical numbering. Okay? So, alphabetical meaning yung name ng substituent kailangan naka-alphabetical. Okay? So, yan. That's why ganito yung numbering niya. Sorry kung na-confuse kayo. Medyo nakalimutan ko yung part na to. Okay. So, yun lang. So, kapag cyclic, the substituents are counted alphabetically. Okay. So, in this case, butyl, yung tert, hindi yan sinasama na. Yung mga dashed, hindi yan sinasama. So, yung sec, yung tert, hindi yan sinasama sa alphabetization. We just use this butyl. So, butyl, ethyl, methyl, methyl. So, alphabetically, mauuna siya. So, siya muna yung 1. Then, you have this 2. The ethyl. And then, 3, 4 for methyl. Okay, anyway, hindi kami magbibigay ng ganito ka-confusing na problem. Okay. Pala hindi ito yung example agad na. Anyway, so yan. So this will be the third ethyl, then the methyls, and yung counting niya alphabetical kapag cyclic. Okay. So kapag i-combine mo na yung name niya, i-assemble mo na, you start alphabetically. So again, sabi ko yung third hindi siya kasama sa alphabetization. So you write it as 1/3 butyl. Ano susunod sa alphabet? E. So 2-ethyl. Then yung methyl, since parehas naman yung methyl, pwede mo sila pagsamahin as dimethyl. So dimethyl yan. Yung numbers nila, pwede mo rin pagsamahin. How? By using a comma. Okay. So kunwari 4 yan, tas isa pang 4. You write it just as 4, 4. What if kunwari ito 5? So that will be 4, 5. Okay. So apparently in our case 4 yan. So that's 4, 4 dimethyl plus the parent chain. So again, the arrangement will be alphabetical. Yung sec and tert hindi kasama sa alphabetization. Only the butyl yung sinasama. And also keep in mind no na yung number and letter pag sila ay magkatabi may dash. Pag yung dalawang number magkatabi naman may comma. Okay? So yun yung walang space kasi dito. There is no spacing. So pag tinype nyo to sa canvas, kunwari sa quiz, walang space dapat kasi pag may space mamamali kayo. So ayan, one kunwari number tas kasunod letter magdadash kayo. Tapos kunwari number na dalawa, yan. Yan. Then kapag kasunod yung letter uli. May dash ka uli. Okay? So number letter dash in between, letter number dash in between, letter number letter dash in between. Pag pares yung number, comma lang. Okay? So let's use some more realistic example. So ito hindi ko natanggal to. Ayan. So let's use this basic example. Ganito lang yung mga ipapa-quiz namin. Huwag kayong mag-alala. So let's provide the systematic name for the following compound. So una, as I said, hanapin mo yung parent chain. So is this the parent chain? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 yan. Tignan ko ito kung ito ay parent chain ko. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So ito yung parent chain ko. So this is 8 na. So that will be my parent chain. Let me highlight it. Yan. So yan yung parent chain ko, 8 carbon. Then, ano sabi ko? Start counting left to right, right to left. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So left to right yan. Yung right to left, I will use a different color. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay? So lista ko dito. Parent. That is octane. O ano yung mga substituent ko? I have a methyl, ethyl, methyl, ethyl. So since hindi naman to cyclic, hindi natin priority yung ethyl. Kasi sabi ko kanina, kapag cyclic, ang priority mo yung alphabet. No? Hindi naman to cyclic, so left to right, right to left lang talaga yung counting. Okay, so yan. Methyl to methyl, ito ay ethyl. So tignan natin yung possible numbers niya if we use the left to right and right to left. Pag left to right, ang methyl ay 2, 3. Ang ethyl ay 5. No? Ay sorry, 4 pala. Left to right. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this one is the left to right. Pero kapag right to left yung counting natin, Ano yung magiging numbers nila? Pag right to left ang counting natin, start tayo dito. It will start at 5, 6, 7. Sorry. 5 to 6, 7. So which is better? 2, 3, 4 or 5, 6, 7? And obviously, it's the 2, 3, 4. Kasi lowest yung 2 kaysa sa 5, di ba? So we will choose this one instead. Ito yung gagamitin natin. Okay? So that will be wrong. So our substituents should be named 2-methyl, 3-ethyl, 4-ethyl. And again, between letters and number, dapat may dash. 2-methyl, 3-methyl, 4-ethyl. May dash in between. Ngayon, i-assemble ko na yung name. Ano yung sabi natin kanina? If my same substituent, you can combine them. Itong 2, 3-methyl na yan, pwede ko siya isulat as 2, 3 dimethyl. So again, kapag may repeating substituent, pagsamahin mo na siya. Use Greek prefix lang. So kunwari, dalawa yung methyl mo, edi dimethyl. What if 5? Edi pentamethyl. Okay? What if 6? Hexamethyl. Okay? 3, trimethyl. Okay? So ganun lang. So if you have the same substituents, pagsamahin mo lang, dimethyl. O yung numbers, ano gagawin mo? Pagdikitin mo lang. 2, 3. Low number followed by high number. Okay? So we will treat this as 1. So we will treat this as 2, 3 dimethyl. Okay? So i-treatment natin dyan, ito na. So ito yung substituent, 2, 3 dimethyl and 4-ethyl. Ngayon, let's assemble the name. Siyempre, yung nasa dulo ay yung parent. Nasa dulo siya. Yung substituent ngayon, pagpilian mo between dimethyl and the ethyl. Sino mauuna? Okay? So, kapag gumamit ka ng Greek prefix such as di, tri, tetra, hindi mo siya isasama sa alphabetization. Hindi mo siya isasama sa alphabetization. Ibig sabihin, etong di na to, hindi yan kasama sa alphabetize. Pag-alphabetize. Ano yung consider natin? Edi yung methyl. So yan na, hindi kasama yung Greek prefix sa alphabetization. So we will consider M for the methyl and the E for the ethyl. Sino mauna? Is it the E or the M? A, B, C, D, E. So edi ethyl muna. So we should name this ethyl first. So that will be 4-ethyl. Followed by 2, 3 dimethyl. Walang space. So ano kasunod na to? Number agad. So dash yan. 2, 3 dimethyl. So the complete name is 4-ethyl 2, 3 dimethyl octane. Okay? So again, the Greek prefix should not be included in the alphabetization. Okay? So it should not be included in the alphabet. Okay? So ito yung sagot natin. So consider this as 1. So that will be 2, 3 dimethyl. And you consider methyl only and the ethyl for the alphabet. Okay? Again, walang spaces. Only dash and commas ang ginagamit for spacing. So kapag nag-type kayo na to sa Canvas, pag na-space nyo yung isang letter, mali agad yan. Okay. And hindi ko rin i-consider yan pag ano. Only numbers, letters, dash, comma lang yung allowed. Ayan, marami tayong example. Ito, kuha na lang ako ng ilan kasi nagugutom na rin ako. Patapos na pala tayo. Constitutional isomerism. Re-record ko na lang yan. Magsasagot na lang ako ng ng onti lang. Okay. Siguro kayo just enjoy your lunch na lang. Kung gusto niyo sumabay sa pagsagot, edi sige lang, G lang. But ako ay magsasagot na lang. Okay, okay lang kahit di kayo mag-ano muna. Pero kung may clarification kayo, sige, sabihin nyo lang. So, let me answer letter A muna. Then, siguro sa B, pwede nyo ako tulungan. Or, pwede sagutan nyo na yung B mismo agad. So, letter A, let's answer it. So, let me redraw the structure here. Okay, so yan yung ating structure. So, identify the longest chain. So, kung iniisip nyo, ito yung longest chain, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hindi yan yung longest chain. Ano yung longest chain natin dyan? That will be this thing here. Okay, so that is the longest chain. Okay, so hindi yun yung ito ha, baka kasi isipin nyo yan. So this is our longest chain, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So parent is 8, that's octane. And our substituents, ano yung mga substituent natin? We have a methyl, methyl, and another methyl. So tatlo yung methyl natin. Madali lang pala to. So methyl, another methyl, and another methyl. Pero yung numbering, ito dito tayo magkakatalo. Numbering. So left to right and right to left. So dalawa yung magiging numbering niya. Okay, left to right. Ito yun. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So if you count left to right, the number or the locant for the substituent will be 3, 4, and 6. Okay? Yan na. So sa third carbon, dun yung methyl. Fourth carbon may methyl. Sixth carbon may methyl. Pero, if I count it, right to left. Ito, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. So, if I count it right to left, the substituent locant will be 3, 5, and 6. 3, 5, and 6. Kayo, ano pipiliin ko? Yung black o yung red? Sige, tulungan niyo ako mag-decide. Is it the black or the red? In-identify ko na yung locants. Ngayon, decision na lang kung black or red yung pipiliin ko. Given yung numbering natin. Yung black po. Sabi ni Mika, black. How about the others? Sana kumakain na kayo? Kasi ako nagugutom na rin. Okay, so ang sagot natin will be the black ones. Okay, black kasi para sila ng 3, para sila ng 6. Ang naging tiebreaker ay yung 4. Lower yung 4 kaysa sa 5. So we will use this. Now, how will we assemble the name? When assembling the name, if you have common substituent, repeating substituent, treat them as one. Methyl, methyl, methyl. Parehas lang yan. Pagsamahin natin yan. So that will be trimethyl. Magiging trimethyl yan kasi tatlo yung methyl. And then what will be the locants? Ito. 3, 4, 6, dash trimethyl followed by the parent octane. So that will be the nomenclature. So 3, 4, 6 dash trimethyl octane. So again, yung mga same substituents, pagsama-samahin nyo na. Okay? So pagsama-samahin na lang. Yung nasa PowerPoint pala, medyo complicated. Hindi ko siya na-filter. So, yung madali lang kukunin natin. Don't worry, hindi ko kayo bibigyan ng ganito sa quiz. Hindi ko kayo bibigyan ng ganito. Yung madali lang. Madali, pero yung mapapaisip ka sa numbering. Usually, yung numbering lang naman yung marami nahihirapan. Let's try this. C and D. Ito na lang sagutan natin for the rest. Anyway, kapag dinownload nyo yung PowerPoint, meron siyang kodigo. No, may kodigo siya sa ilalim. So ito yung PowerPoint. Pag dinownload nyo yun, tignan nyo yung ilalim. May mga kodigo siya. Ayan na. Ayan yun yung mga sagot. Okay, so ganun lang. Actually, lahat nata ng PowerPoint na wala, madidiscard ka, sige. So actually, lahat nata ng PowerPoint sa Canvas naman may mga kodigo. Wait lang, na-close ko yung PowerPoint. Ayan, teka lang. Sasagutan natin will be C and D. Okay, so ito, C and D. Let's zoom it doon. Zoom natin. So I can copy it dito sa whiteboard. Nawala na siya. C and D na lang. C. Ano yan? Let me just copy the drawing. Okay, so identify the parent. Parent ay hindi ito. Rather, ito yung parent. Okay. Yan. Yan yung parent natin. So, that's the parent chain. Ano name niya? Kung gusto niyo unahan ako sa pagsagot, sige lang. Kasi marami pa akong sasabihin while answering this. So, ayan yung parent. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So, 7 carbons yan. So, that will be heptane. And then, our substituents are dalawa lang. So, you have your methyl. And you have your ethyl. Okay, methyl, ethyl. Ngayon, locants, no? Yung problema natin kanina pa, locants. So I can count left to right, right to left. So 1, 2, 3. Oops. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ngayon na lang ulit tayo nagklase ng ganito katagal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So if I count it left to right, the methyl will be on carbon number 2. The ethyl will be on carbon number 3. Pero pag right to left, the ethyl will be on carbon number 5 and the methyl will be on carbon number 6. Obviously, mali agad to. Okay, mali agad yan, pati ito. Kasi mataas yung number. So I will choose the red one. the left to right. So, assemble na. Assemble. Alphabet uli yung basis natin for assembling this. So, alphabet. So, mauna yung E kaysa sa M. Okay. So, unahin natin yung 3-ethyl. Ano susunod? Yung methyl na. Again, walang space. Dash lang. 2-methyl. Heptane. So, 3-ethyl dash 2 methyl heptane. No spaces, only comma and ano lang, dashes. So, walang spaces. Kasi kapag nag-type kayo ng space, mali agad yun. Okay. Sa practice quiz, bigyan ko kayo ng ganyan. Okay. Para masanay. Ano pa kaya pwedeng piliin? Okay, so siguro I will leave the others for you to work on. Although yung iba dyan super complicated na. Pag feeling nyo super complicated na, hindi ko naman ibibigay sa quiz yan. Especially letter F. Yan, hindi ko bibigay yan sa quiz. And then, yun lang, letter F lang. Okay. Actually, siya lang yung super complicated. Yeah, so siya lang yung super complicated. Okay. Bigyan ko kayo idea bakit siya super complicated. 'Di ba sabi ko kanina, usually, okay, yan yung term, usually. Kapag may cyclic ring ka, siya yung parent. Pero, if merong mas mahaba kaysa sa cyclic, no? For example, this one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 carbons yan. Etong cyclic, 6 lang. So, pag mas mahaba yung carbon chain kaysa sa cyclic, naging substituent yung cyclic. No? So, medyo complicated na yun, pero hindi ko na ibibigay yun, ha? So, yun lang. So, baka kasi magtaka kayo sa name niya sa PowerPoint. Bakit naging substituent si cyclohexane? Kasi mas mahaba yung carbon chain. So, ganun. If mas mahaba yung carbon chain, then magiging substituent talaga si cyclic. Okay. So, yun lang. Pero the others are easy naman. You can use the common names. For example, this one, this is sec-butyl, isopropyl. This is tert-butyl. Ito, puro methyl lang yan. Tert-butyl. Pagkabisado mo, madali lang. So, kayo na bahala sa iba. Na. Ito na, last activity na lang natin. Kasi ako ay nagugutom na rin. Draw a bond line drawing for each of the following compound. Ito naman, kabaliktaran. You will be given the name. Then, hanapin mo yung ikaw gumawa ng drawing. Kasi baka mamaya magaling lang tayo sa name. Pero pagdating sa drawing, hindi na. So, madali lang. Okay. So, whenever you are given the name and you are asked to convert it into a drawing, simple lang siya. You begin with the parent. For example, pentane. So, you draw the parent muna. So, the parent will be pentane. So, 5 carbon yan. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, yan. Pentane na yung W na yan. And then, sabi niyan, 3 isopropyl, 2, 4 dimethyl. Yung numbering dyan, ikaw na bahala. Pero usually, ginagawa ko left to right. Okay? So, 1 to, 2 ito, 3 ito, 4, 5. Okay? So, normally, kapag ikaw na yung magdodrawing, any direction na yung number. Kasi given na naman yung name eh. Hindi mo na siya problema. So, yan. Ako, usually, I count it left to right. So, sabi nito, 2,4-dimethyl. Ibig sabihin, may 2 methyl sa carbon 2 and 4. So, I will draw it this way. Yan. So ito yung carbon, carbon. Yan yung methyl, methyl natin. And the third carbon, you have your isopropyl. Remember, isopropyl is letter V. Okay, dugtong mo lang yung letter V. So that is how should it look like. So that's 3 isopropyl, 2,4 dimethyl pentane. Okay. So ganun lang. So again, always when you are asked to draw the structure from the name, start ka muna with the parent. For example, again, hexane, 4-ethyl 2-methyl hexane. So I will begin with hexane. Hexane, 6 na carbon yan. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. Ay, masyadong mahaba. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So yan yung hexane. Again, numbering kahit saan, pero ako I prefer left to right na lang. 2-methyl. Carbon 1, carbon 2. So dito ka mag-methyl. 4-ethyl. 3, 4. Ethyl. So dalawang carbon yan. Yan. So this is how it should look like. Okay? So yan yung 4-ethyl 2-methyl hexane. Pwede rin yan magkaroon ng variety. Okay? Variety. Kunwari, nag-start ka sa kunwari, ang counting mo dito talaga sa right, okay lang. Wala namang magagalit. So, ito yung 2-methyl. Ito yung 4-ethyl. Same lang yan. Baka sabihin nyo, ay magkaiba yan. Hindi. Naka-flip lang. Ang counting nyo lang is right to left. Ito, left to right. Pero same lang yan. Last one. 1122 tetramethyl cyclopropane. Start from the parent. Cyclopropane. Again, cyclopropane, triangle yan. Okay, tatlong carbon na nakaparing. 1122, saan po yung 1, saan yung 2? Kahit saan, okay? So, pwede ito yung 1, ito yung 2. Okay. So, 1, 1, ibig sabihin dalawa yung metal doon. 1, 1. And then 2, 2. Yan. Para siyang yung pinapaputok, triangle. Yan, ginaganon. Basta yan. Para siyang ganon. Okay, so yan, ganun lang. Anyway, anywhere, pwede ka maglagay ng 1, 1, 2, 2. Pwede dito, kayo bahala, up to you. Ako, gusto ko dito eh. Ayan, pwede rin naman dun. Okay? So yan, so there are more interpretations sa drawing, no? As long as tama yung connections. Ayan yung ating drawings, okay? Itong isomerism, i-record ko na lang to siguro, no? Kasi ako ay nangihinan. So yan. So bali next week we will have asynchronous discussions lang. So just as announced, no. Pero siguro I will check na kung pwede natin i-extend yung week natin. Kasi natamaan tayo ng mga events eh. Especially yung UNDAS. Titignan ko kung pwede gawin 3 weeks yung ating chapter 6, 7, 8, 9. Hindi pala pwede. Oo. Ang bilis, magpa-finals na kayo agad. November na agad, so wala. Magra-recording na lang talaga tayo. But I hope na may mga matututunan kayo. Okay, so basically, this is OrgChem. It's just more on memorization, more on patterns, ayun. And importantly, logic. Okay. So especially yung sino yung bibilangin. Okay. So to help you more, I will share this website to you. Okay. So to help you more, para mag-practice lang kayo, I will share this website. It is called ChemDraw. I actually have a software na tinorrent ko lang. Alam mo naman, kapag walang pera, torrent. Diba? Yan. So this is our ChemDraw website. I will send the link here sa chat box. Pwede kayo mag-practice dito ng kung ano-ano. Okay? So for example, yan liit. Wala bang i-zoom to? O, kunwari, ayan. Pero wag nyo to gamitin sa quiz, ha? Binigyan ko na nga kayo ng pang-practice. Huwag nyo gagamitin yan sa quiz. So, palakihin lang natin. So, this is, for example, ito yung example drawing ko. Hula-hula lang. Pangalanan ko yan. Sige. Pangalanan ko, this will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, it seems na isopropyl yan, no? Pero actually, hindi daw yan isopropyl. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Ito, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So, not this. Kasi pag ito, tatlo lang substituent. Ito, pati ayun. If you follow this, apat yung substituent mo, which is better. So, the name of this molecule will be 2, 6, that will be 3, 4 diethyl 2, 6 dimethyl octane. Ganun yung name niya. Kunwari, naloka na talaga kayo. Parang ano daw, ano ba nangyari? Punta lang kayo dito. So, select nyo yung molecule using the lasso tool here. You select the molecule na drawing nyo. Go to the structure. And then, saan ba yung get name? Ayan, no, get properties. So, makikita nyo, ang name niya, 3,4-diethyl 2,6-dimethyl octane. Di ba yun yung sinabi ko? Ayan. Shortcut. Okay. Ayan sinabi ko kanina. Ayan. Alam ko may pwede dito yung name mismo. Familiar ako sa software sa computer, pero sa website hindi. Ayan lang. Tignan ko lang. This is the clean up structure. Kunwari pangit yung angle mo. Pindutin mo lang yan. Ayan. Naging straight na siya. Kasi pangit yung bond angles ko. Ayan. Magiging malinis siya. Ito. Structure to name. So, click mo lang yung structure to name. Yan. 3,4-diethyl 2,6-dimethyl octane. Yun yung sinabi ko kanina. Diba? Galing na. Nung time namin, wala pang ganito. Hindi naman sa super tanda ko na. No? Pero yung website na to, hindi pa nag-exist. Software talaga siya dati. At least ngayon, you have the software. Kunwari, gusto mo naman, structure to name. Isip ako ng kunwari, 2 cyclohexyl substituent sa cyclohexane, nonane. Ayan, ibibigay na niya mismo. Di ba? Isip pa kayo. Ano pa kaya? Iba naman. Last one, kasi nagugutom na talaga ako. Kunwari, kukuha ako dito sa PowerPoint natin. Kunwari, ito. Okay, napipaste ko lang yan sa PowerPoint. So, 3-ethyl, 2,5-dimethyl, 4-propyl heptane. Ayun. Di ba? Dali ng buhay, no? Ayan. So basically, just go to that website for you to practice, no? Practice lang, wag na gamitin sa quiz kasi namo-monitor ko kapag lumilipat kayo ng web page, no? Lumalabas sa Canvas yan. So, yan. Yan. So, wag kayo gagamit na to sa quiz. So, binigay ko lang talaga siya for, for you to use it, na. Pwede rin dito amino acids, no? Kunwari nag-biochem na kayo. Kunwari, lysine. So, lysine is an amino acid. Ayan. Basta kalimutan ko. Trinay lang ha. So, yeah, ganun lang na. So, that will be all for our session today. And for the next meetings na next week, we will all be asynchronous. No? Okay, so mag-async tayo. However, I will be uploading a discussion board on Canvas wherein you can ask questions. No? So, ganun na lang. Pero kaya pwede naman dito sa group chat. No? Magsabi lang kayo if you have something you want to clarify. But I will try to make the recordings very easy to understand. No? I will use layman term as well. Yan, tatagalog ko. Pero ayan. Just wait for it na lang. Kasi apparently your schedule is ang pangit ng schedule pala na pag Monday class na natatamaan ng holiday. But yun, anyway, yan. So wait for the recording na lang. Most probably, i-upload ko na siya agad by Monday. And then, you watch it until Friday. Okay. So, ganun na lang. And then, yan. So, that will be all for our session today. Thank you, and I hope you learned something. And if you have concerns, just let me know lang. And again, for those who will do the experiment, no? Experiment 6 kayo. Ganito yung sa Ateneo, no, yung ginagawa namin. Let me just show you. Yung chromatography. Kasi sa inyo papel lang. Kasi wala tayong budget. Mahal kasi yun eh. Kaya mahal yung lab kit sa Ateneo. Pero I will show you how we do it, no? So to give you an idea na rin kung paano yung pwede nyong gawin sa sa lab ninyo. Not this one. Diyan kami yan eh. So this is the thin layer chromatography experiment. Naka-private nga lang to. So bale, gagawin mo doon. Sa amin kasi, kailangan just get a strip in my filter paper, guys. And suppose itong stick. What you will do is that experiment. Nawawala po yung audio ko ba? Or yun sa recording? Ayan, okay na. So, bali ganun na lang. Hinaan ko na lang to. So, ayun. Walang kay Pap. Dami kong ganap. Kasi gamit namin eh. Mm-hmm. So, ito yung sinasabi na silica. Silica. Mahal kasi yan. So, apparently, wala tayong ganyan sa FEU. Sa Ateneo lang may ganito. So, ano yan? It's just a paper. Hindi siya paper. Para siyang glass na may silica gel. Pero tayo, improvise lang tayo. So, just get a paper. Then, you mark it no, sa baba at sa taas. So, using a ruler, mark 1 centimeter from the bottom 0.5 centimeter from the top. No? Kung ano yung sinabi ko dun sa experiment. Pag magwa-mark kayo, use a pencil. Okay? So, use a pencil, mag-mark kayo ng line dyan sa papel niya. Bakit pencil? Kasi wala namang ink yung pencil. So, hindi siya kakalat. So, yan, I mark a line here and then I will spot the ink in the middle. So, mag-spot ako dyan in the middle. Ayan, kunwari ganyan. Pero maliit lang dapat yung spot, ha? And then, ilulubog ko siya sa tubig or sa alcohol. And then, as you know, by capillary action, chapter 5, by capillary action, aangat yung liquid, diba? So, pag umangat yung liquid, kasama doon yung pigments nito. So, hindi lang yan kulay black. Minsan may kulay red yan, minsan may kulay yellow, minsan may blue ka pang makikita. So, that is basically what you're going to do. So, ito yung chromatography part. And tignan nyo, kapag yung actual chromatography mismo, parang ganito yung mangyayari. Okay. Asan yan? So, medyo matagal to, ha? Ayan. So, bali, ilulubog mo siya sa alcohol or tubig. Pwedeng both. Kuha lang kayo ng baso, lagyan mo ng alcohol or tubig sa ilalim. Huwag masyado mataas yung alcohol. Siguro hanggang dito lang, halfway before the mark. So, lubog mo siya sa baso na may alcohol na onte or may tubig. Then you wait for the water to travel pataas. Just like here. Mas mapapansin mo, naghihiwala yung kulay, di ba? Mas kita yan sa ink. Mas maraming kulay yung ink. Ganun. So that's chromatography. And then you will solve for the RF value. Okay. So yung RF value, yung equation nun nasa experiment manual. So basically, the RF value is the ratio ng water. Ito yung water line. So pagdating dyan ng tubig sa top line, kunin mo na yung papel. And so the liquid will travel upwards. Mag-mark na lang kayo ng line dito sa taas. Okay? So pagdating ng tubig doon sa line na yon, kunin mo na to. Then you dry it. Tapos yung mga colors ninyo, kunin mo yung ratio niya from this beginning line and yung distance ng water up to the top line. Okay? So anyway, may calculation akong binigay dun sa, may graph akong pinakita dun sa experiment guide natin. So ganun na lang. So that's how you will solve for the RF value. Okay? So don't worry, I will try to make a similar video. I will try to make a similar video sa nitong weekends, para may mapanood kayo, para may magawa kayo sa bahay. Okay. Gagawa na lang ako ng video. Popost ko to sa lahat ng Canvas courses. Okay. So, kasi ako naman yung may hawak ng blueprint. And so, ipopost ko yan sa lahat para may mapanood kayo as a guide. Pero syempre, gagawin nyo pa rin to on your own. Okay? So, yun lang. So, thank you. And ako ay nagugutom na. So, pasensya na matagal yung class natin kasi masyado marami tayong kailangan i-discuss talaga. Okay? But I hope you learned something today, especially on the nomenclature and the draw. So thank you and I will see you again. For now, asynchronous muna and then sa susunod na mga meetings, synchronous na ulit. Okay? So yun. So just let me know if you have concerns and enjoy your weekends. No? And hopefully magkaroon ng academic break. Kasi pagod na kayo eh. And so yun lang. Thank you and bye-bye. See you again next time.
Thank you po.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you, sir.
Thank you po.